money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Huge week last week. Let's get this playoff money. It is an absolute honor betting with you guys. Let's get to the AFC and NFC Championship game. First game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals burrow at the Kansas City Chiefs. Bengals are -2. Money, money, money. Money, Bengals to win in the cover. We had them last week on the money line. I'm not going away from this gravy train. The main rationale behind this pick is Pat Mahomes' high ankle sprain. We saw how he was limited against the Jags. We saw how that injury affected the Chiefs' offense. And I'm sure Mahomes is going to play. He's a warrior. He'll take a Toradol shot. He'll tape it up. He'll do what he needs to do. But I just feel like the Bengals will make more plays this game. You look at this Chiefs defense, and yes, they put up good stats during the regular season. They never really devolved to a bad defense, but they certainly aren't a good defense. And with the way the Bengals have gotten this run game going the last 6-7 weeks, I just think the Bengals have better run-pass balance, and I think they got better playmakers. And I don't want to talk about free agency, but in a game like this with two Goliaths, Mahomes versus Burrow, this is when you're going to miss Tyreek Hill. The Bengals aren't going to let Travis Kelce get 15 or 16 catches like the Jacksonville Jags. That's just not going to happen. And I don't know if the Chiefs playmakers can step up. I don't know if like Sky Moore or Juju are ready to do what they need to do to win this game. And Jamar Chase, he's playing at an elite level right now. You saw him start off slow during the season, but he seems to get better and better every week. And and this Chiefs offensive line, it's gotten a lot of hype. I know a lot of people think this is the best pass blocking O-line in the league. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this O-line relies on Mahomes' intelligence, on his escapability, and with a high ankle sprain, how much of that are we going to see? And like I've been saying about this Cincinnati defense the whole year, it's one of the most confusing units in the NFL. You know, when Eli Apple is locking down Stephon Diggs, normally you would think, oh, this is going to get ugly, this is going to get bad. But time and time again, this Bengals defense just rises to the occasion. Look at what they did last week. Look at what they've been doing the last 8 weeks of the season. I think this Bengals defense plays better ball than the Chiefs defense. And a big part of the Chiefs, they have to get the pass rush going. I don't know if Williams, I don't know if Kappa are going to be back for the Bengals. It obviously didn't matter against the Bills. And for me, this Chiefs defensive line, they're pretty good at pass rushing, but they're about where the Bills are. They aren't elite, and I think Joe Burrow will keep getting rid of the ball. And one thing we see from the Chiefs defense, they like to blitz, but also they play a lot of man-to-man. You don't need to be a football expert. You don't need to be an NFL head coach. When I see the Chiefs, I know exactly what defense they're in. They're not going to disguise anything. A lot of it's man-to-man. And the last team I want to play man-to-man against is T. Higgins, Burrow, and Jamar Chase. I just think the Bengals make the bigger plays. And the Bengals' momentum right now, we have to take that into account. It's like an avalanche. Well, for us, it's an avalanche of money coming down in our hands with the Bengals money line last week. But if you look at the momentum of this game, this Bengals team is on a mission. It's an absolute avalanche, and I don't know if the Chiefs have done enough. Like, honestly, man, even without this Mahomes injury, I don't think the Chiefs would do it. I just don't think they would do it. And Zach Taylor's game plan last week for the Bengals really impressed me. Normally, you would go Big Red Andy Reid over Zach Taylor. You'd feel pretty good about having a Big Red ticket in this game. But I don't know, Zach Taylor stepping up. This Bengals team keeps stepping up. Mahomes' injury will just remember the Super Bowl against the 49ers. I just see a game like that for Mahomes. Bengals winning the cover, making a money pick. Get this bet in early because open at +1 Bengals. It's already at -2 Bengals. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers. Purdy. at the Philadelphia Eagles. 49ers are plus 2.5. 49ers to win in the cover. This is the toughest game of the playoffs for me, my friends. It really is. So let's talk through this game a little bit. Let's talk through it. Last week was encouraging from the Eagles. When you see Hurts throwing it vertically, this Eagles offense turns into a top 3 unit in this league. They got great receivers. They got a damn good tight end. And we know the offensive line can blow holes open in the run game. But I have seen this Eagles team disappoint me time and time again the last 8 weeks of the season, and I'm the biggest Hurts supporter there is. You guys know that who've been watching the show. But I just think the Eagles will clench up this game, and I think the 49ers front 7 will have answers for this offensive line. When you look at the Eagles-Giants game, we have to remember, like, the Eagles got out to a 14-0, 21-0 lead, and that's all well and good. But that means the Giants had a pass. And we know the way to attack the Eagles defense is you run the ball between the tackles. I know they got Jordan Davis back, but I'm not so sure the Eagles can stop the 49ers run game. So with the 2.5, I think this is an extremely close game. I think Vegas did a good job with the line here. On the other side of the ball, you got Purdy. And yes, Purdy is looking vulnerable. I know it's a good story. I know everyone's excited about it, but Purdy is vulnerable. Can we all be honest about that? Even the 49ers fans who follow the channel are being honest. The media isn't being honest. That's why it's not a money pick. But I'm looking at this Shanahan-Sirianni matchup, and I think this game is going to be decided by coaching. I think this game is going to be decided by play design. I think the Eagles are going to fall in love with the run. The Eagles' game plan should be 3 wide receivers, play action, run it up the middle, and then hit them vertically. That's how you can attack the 49ers defense. The only weakness they have is at the corner position, specifically the nickel position. You can beat them vertically. You can get the ball downfield on them. I'm just not sure the Eagles are going to have the gusto, the cojones to do that. And I also want to say something. I know everyone's excited about Eagles' home field advantage. I have visited the Eagles Stadium many times. I'll tell you what, man. That place puts pressure on the home team. If the Eagles do not start fast, you're going to start hearing the boo birds. You're going to start feeling the pressure. I don't think this home field advantage is as big as everyone's saying. I really don't. The weather looks like it'll be fine, and this is going to be a smash mouth football game. This isn't one for the kids, and that's why I'm saying I don't think we're going to see a Hurts performance like he put up against the Giants. We're not going to see Purdy throwing for 350 like he did against the Seattle. This game is going to be decided in the trenches. This game is going to be decided by what coaches make the right decisions and what team is more physical, and I think the 49ers have the advantage in that category. And we can talk about the Eagles' weapons. We know how good the Eagles' weapons are. Like, you got Goddard, who's underrated. You got Smith, who's an absolute beast vertically. You got A.J. Brown, who we know is a top 10 wide receiver. But these San Fran weapons are Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, people overlook them, and I've been frustrated with this Eagles defense all year. I haven't seen the development. I haven't seen the progression of them. We know they struggle against the run, but one thing the Eagles struggle with is if they get down in games, and it's not because of Hurts. It's not because the offense. It's because the defense can't stop the run. So that's the big difference. Like, listen, if you think the Eagles defense is going to stop the run, you should go bet your mortgage on the Eagles this week. But for me, I think they're going to struggle in that category. It's going to be a late game. I see like a 2017 victory for the 49ers. I do wonder what the Eagles will do about Purdy. I do wonder, are they going to try to blitz him? How do they play action? Because we've seen some teams against Purdy not bite for the play action and try to attack him. But when you look at the 49ers, you really can't do that with how good their run scheme is. I'm just loving this game. I'm really excited about it. I'm going 49ers to win in the cover. Over under video will be coming this week. We'll get player props in. We're going to win a lot of money this week. Make sure you share the videos. Make sure you hit the like button. The best gambling show on the internet. Bengals to win in the cover, a money pick. And I got the 49ers in upset style.